We're providing fractional CFO services to those businesses that don't want, and probably can't afford a full-time CFO, but need that skill set for particular situations or when needs arise. And in terms of our global presence, we are now operating over, 5 continents, 17 countries, and 92 locations. So there are now about 1,000 of us in the CFO Centre world.
We target ambitious SMEs, providing a part-time CFO into them to help with either their day-to-day growth ambitions or particular projects they have. Our previous tech stack involved Microsoft Dynamics as a CRM solution. And when we initially set that up as a system, we didn't quite get it right. We didn't implement it across all of our businesses, and it became a very expensive database. CFO Centre has a history of coming up with some great ideas and some interesting innovations, but what it struggled with historically is leveraging those across the whole of its global footprint. We were a business that was really operating as a common brand across a number of countries rather than a global business, and the return on investment we had from initiatives was limited by the fact that it took us a long time to drive out a particular initiative, be that marketing or account management or whatever, across our whole global presence.
The day when we had Six and Flow come in and support us, it was like mind-blowing. We're all really excited and keen to get on and do it. The implementation of it within the team has gone really well, and that's only thanks to everyone's help.
Six and Flow really helped with that whole adoption process by doing some great training. We did a divisional session with each of the 3 divisions for a day to get hold of that sort of minimal viable product and get them proficient at the system. Throughout the whole process of this year, like Six and Flow have really helped us with innovations, any questions that we've had, because it's been a new system and we didn't know sort of what we were doing on it. They've been there every time that we've needed them. There's been some technical issues and some custom builds that we've needed for what we've wanted.
When we were looking at the next solution for us, we considered a number of options, and we picked HubSpot. I mean, the primary driver for us was around the innovation that was available through the product and the innovation roadmap, and also the usability. So we were very keen on getting 100% adoption, so that made it a clear favourite out of the solutions we looked at. With the initial assessments of Six and Flow, the key insights that came out for us were that we needed to be much more outcome focused. So Six and Flow were able to take us through that process really of rethinking the problem at hand.
The way our dynamics was set up wasn't optimum, which meant that it basically became a data storage system. We couldn't use it for any sort of tailoring of marketing campaigns or review of our data. Little automation, at least for the setup we had.
So it was used to record information, not necessarily drive commercial performance or track our client journey.
We have like a call list that we open every day, open it in the morning, figure out what you're doing, go through the call list. So it's very simple. And then we kind of update the client records with the information that we get when we're on the phone, close it down, move it over, roll on to the next day. So the format in which we did this on Dynamics was very manual.
So I rarely used to use the system, and I used to have to hold a lot of my information in different places, so Outlook, Teams, notebooks, that type of thing.
The main thing for us in marketing is having clean data and tidy data that we could review and analyse, and as a result get to know our customer base better. The lead generation side of things, we couldn't review necessarily what channels we're bringing in, what leads, and how best we could then use that data and analysis moving forward.
Obviously being on the phones, it's really important that the conversation we're having with that client is really joint up, so they might have spoken to us historically. If we don't have all of that accurate information, on the phone we just look silly. Our role is basically booking a meeting with the regional director, so we act as like the PAs. It's really important that that information is kind of correct.
The processes that weren't working from our side and we needed sort of fixing were mainly the regional director sort of sales process, the whole sales journey, because we weren't tracking it or filling information out at the right time, so that when the RDs were chasing their pipeline, it was causing issues. So there was big gaps in that pipeline, and we were literally only recording when a deal came in and a deal was closed.
Positive changes for us using HubSpot, the speed and the automation of the HubSpot system, it's like nothing we've ever known, which has been brilliant. Even just setting up contacts and company pages, the way they both link, and also the AI tools in HubSpot have been brilliant in terms of building efficiencies there as well.
We're using the Operations Hub, the Service Hub, Sales Hub and the Marketing Hub.
I've focused really on using the Marketing Hub. We've developed that over the last few months with Six and Flow. And the purpose of that was to really professionalise our marketing, to make sure that we got fully integrated campaigns from end to end that then went into the Sales Hub, and then the sales team and the commercial team worked those through to become a client.
Adopting HubSpot was very quick and easy compared to when we were using Dynamics. It was quite a long training process. There were lots of areas that weren't, matching and meeting up. With HubSpot, it was very simple. Lucy, our project manager, ran a big session with us. Within a couple of days of using the system, everyone pretty much knew what they were doing.
From the initial assessment with Six and Flow, the first insight that I really got that sort of resonated with me was the dynamic system looked like a system that might be in a doctor's surgery that a doctor might fill out just to record information. Whereas the HubSpot system, it looked interactive, it looked entertaining, and it looked simple. So adoption was a massive thing. And I knew that those touchy-feely interactive bits were going to really resonate with the RDs, so they might actually pick it up and use it.
I'm a really visual person. I feel like I'm more efficient if I've kind of got something in front of me. That makes sense. So I think actually the changeover to HubSpot, when I first saw it, it's visually how I'd like to work my day. And I think as telesales people, because we've got a massive call list, sometimes it's 200 people, visually to be able to see these are my high ones, medium, low ones to call, it makes our lives a lot easier. So I think it definitely makes me more efficient and prepared. So I know what's going on, it's really easy to see, really clear.
Yesterday we did our first email in HubSpot in the UK. We'll then be using that in campaigns over the next year, and then the rollout goes global after Christmas, and we start to go through different countries where we operate.
Eventually, once we've put all the new processes and things in place, it will mean that we're winning more clients and doing less work, behind the scenes.
It's changed the way that we assign responsibilities, accountabilities, the way that we look at data. But really for us, it was about enabling the business to meet our future goals.
In terms of marketing, Six and Flow have been instrumental in making sure we've got the marketing pipeline right at the front end, set up, operating smoothly, all the channels coming in, and we've started to really professionalise the marketing team here.